If you've ever watched Star Wars, you probably remember Darth Vader saying, "Luke, I'm your father," but apparently he never did. A lot of people also remember the Berenstein Bears book with an E, but apparently it never was. And even ChatGPT remembers Evan Longoria being interviewed by a blonde lady in a commercial for Gillette, but apparently it was never a blonde lady. So what is going on here? Is it possible that somewhere in the past we switched timelines into an alternate reality, or is this just a big coincidence? Today, we're going to deep dive into the Mandela effect mystery, the simulation theory.
Look at the reflection. The lights are on, but the lights are not on.
A small town in Utah that seems to be connected with all of this, and videos, pictures, and evidence that will shatter absolutely everything you thought you knew about reality.
Estoy loco.
In our everyday lives, we usually do not tend to pay attention to the little details that surround us. Things like when you get home, you put your car keys in that same specific place every day. That's basically on automatic. You don't pay attention to that. The same thing goes for when you're checking your phones, breathing, walking, or even insects that surround us. We usually do not tend to pay attention to the small details, but it's when one of these things gets out of place or glitches that we start looking for a plausible explanation. And it's when we don't find one that we start getting that strange feeling as if reality shifted somehow. But that's impossible, right? Or is it?
Why is she frozen? Bob, I'm tripping. What the?
In 2010, a paranormal researcher by the name of Fiona Broom reported having a vivid and detailed memory of news coverage of Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 1980s. And even though she was pretty sure that this is what happened, it never did. Nelson Mandela actually died in 2013. But here's where things start to glitch. Millions of people also remember Nelson Mandela dying in the 1980s. At the time, this strange phenomenon was coined as the Mandela effect, and nowadays there are countless examples of people remembering past events differently from what they actually occurred. So what happened a decade ago that people started remembering these past events differently? Did we really shift timelines, and is there any evidence of the Mandela effect?
I noticed that the Berenstain had said Berenstein in that room, but I come out here into just the normal other part of the house and it says this. So just so you know, I'm not crazy. I'm going to show you as I pass through this doorway what happens.
Perhaps one of the most popular Mandela effects is the Berenstein Bears book.
The Berenstein Bears!
The book was released in January 2003, and millions of people remember the title being written with an E, as in Berenstein Bears.
I collect VHS tapes and I specifically look for animation. And I think most people know about the Mandela effect. We end up remembering things very differently, but now I'm not so sure about what is the truth.
However, officially, it was never with an E, it was with an A, as in Berenstein Bears. Now this could be a coincidence or maybe a collective false memory, if it weren't for the fact that thousands of people actually remember learning how to write the name of the book with an E because it was sort of difficult or out of the ordinary. Strange, isn't it? But it gets even stranger when a couple of years ago, a YouTube account actually captured this Mandela effect happening in real time. Check this out.
I hung this thing up. I got it a long time ago. My cousin painted that picture. It used to be hanging over here. I've decided to move it over there. I put this over here just for the hell of it. I'm only bringing this up because until I had done those two things, things were normal inside of this room right here. So it's the night I did this, it was just a couple nights ago, that really weird stuff started to happen in that room, and things, I thought I was going crazy. I thought I was seeing stuff. So I'm doing this video so you guys can see, and I'm gonna show it to you live. This book, this is one of my nephew's books. I'm gonna show you as I pass through this doorway what happens, and it's weird. All right, it happens when it gets in the room. See it? And then back out here, normal. Yeah. What the yeah. And then normal.
Did you see that? If you watch closely in the video, as he enters the room, it becomes Berenstein Bears with an E. And as he gets out of the room, it goes back to Berenstain with an A. Really, really creepy. And at the time, people were completely baffled by it. Some, of course, believe that this could be CGI or special effects, and it could. However, many others state that this might actually be the real deal for some mysterious reason. But when it comes to Mandela effects caught on video, it doesn't stop there.
And Elle Woods is like all pink, all color. She's got pink outfits, pink fuzzy pens, pink purses, and of course a pink convertible. And no, it's black. Like the whole movie, it's a black convertible.
In one of my past videos, I featured an internet account by the name of the Thought Police. In his videos, he is somehow able to capture a glimpse of this parallel dimension or different timeline that we're supposedly living in by using a very old phone that he has. And in one of his videos, he not only captured the Berenstein Bears book being written with an E, but he also captured a chilling event that ChatGPT and many others recall differently. About 10 years ago, Mr. Sports 12 uploaded a video to YouTube that later on became one of the greatest internet mysteries. The video itself is already very mysterious. In it you have Evan Longoria, the baseball player, talking to a reporter. In this video, something strange happens. Check this out.
I mean, I love our chances. You know, it's been. Man, guys, keep it on the field.
In this video, Evan somehow predicts a baseball coming directly at them and catches it without looking. Needless to say, internet users were completely baffled by this, and the video amassed millions of views and thousands of comments. Now, even though most internet users agree that this has to be a glitch or maybe a superhuman ability, this is most likely a commercial for Gillette. Nothing strange about that, right? Wrong. Here's where things take a really, really dark turn. Millions of people remember the reporter being blonde. And so does ChatGPT. While talking to ChatGPT about this commercial, it actually replied, "My apologies for the confusion. The woman you are referring to is actually named Emily Austin. I did search for her, and this is Emily Austin. She was a former sports reporter and was featured in the Gillette commercial with Evan Longoria that aired in 2016, says ChatGPT. Strange, isn't it? But it gets even stranger. On January 2023, an internet account by the name of the Thought Police uploaded a video related to this bizarre commercial. Apparently, he had been uploading several videos related to the Mandela effect, and this is because his old phone can supposedly see through an alternate reality, and this is what he caught on camera. Did you see that? Through his old phone, it's still a blonde reporter, just like millions of people remember. And not only millions of people, ChatGPT included. What is going on here? But when it comes to Mandela effects, it just gets creepier and creepier. Experts and researchers on the topic have found a very interesting way to filter out coincidences and collective false memories from Mandela effect events. And this is by searching for Mandela effect residues. This means that if it indeed happened differently in the past, there should be pictures, videos, photographs, or any sort of evidence other than people's memories. And to my surprise, I found many of these residues in videos and pictures out there.
I am your father.
Beginning with Britney Spears. Millions of people remember Britney Spears dancing with a microphone on one of her video clips, Oops, I Did It Again. But apparently she never did. However, I remember her using a microphone or a headset, asking myself, why the heck is she using a headset on a video clip? Apparently a lot of people also asked that same question and remember the same thing. And not only that, there's loads of residues when it comes to Britney Spears' Mandela effect. Dolls, clothing, TV series, it's all there.
It'd be so oops, I did it again.
But when it comes to Mandela effect residues, there's one that's going to take your sleep away for sure, and that would be the Thinker, a sculpture made by Auguste Rodin in the 1800s. Now, officially, the statue has its fist on its chin. However, millions of people remember him resting his fist on his forehead, and I do too. And if the Mandela effect phenomenon were to be real, there should be hundreds of photos of people posing next to the statue differently than what it is today, and there is. If you search it up, you'll find countless pictures of people posing next to the statue differently. Not only that, in 1989, IBM released a Personal System 2, and in this commercial you'll also see them portraying the statue differently. People selling this statue on the internet also recall differently, and it's not just one or two. So what's going on here? This can't be just a coincidence, can it? Now I could go on for hours talking about these residues, such as the Monopoly guy. I'm pretty sure he used a monocle, and a lot of people do too. Luke, I'm your father.
No, I am your father.
Strange, isn't it? It's not just one little example, it's several different types of situations that just keep piling up and no one knows why.
There's a snake in my boots.
Some people believe that back in 2012 something happened with our world and we shifted into a simulated reality.
Oh god. This is so cool.
I've been trying to figure out how to do this. It's a real glitch in the Matrix live. I'm moving closer to my front window where the sunlight would supposedly come in. But there's no sunlight coming in and hitting that light, right? So I'm holding my phone, I'm just gonna walk closer and closer. And as we walk closer, look at the reflection. Damn it, I had the phone plugged in. Look at the reflection. The lights are on. But the lights are not on.
Now, even though the idea may seem a little far-fetched, I'm going to show you guys videos, pictures, and evidence that may actually prove that it's not. But before doing so, let me explain very quickly how this simulation theory became so popular.
In viewpoint by a sufficiency of people. More likely the Matrix world.
To better understand the simulation theory, I guess it's very important that we mention Philip K. Dick, a man that was definitely ahead of his time. In the 1960s and 70s, Philip released several different novels and short stories, and some of them you may probably know, even if you haven't heard of him. Movies like The Matrix, Inception, Blade Runner, Minority Report, and many others were all based on his novels. Now, Philip didn't just come up with these strange and mysterious ideas. Apparently, he was having visions and paranormal experiences, and along the way, he was trying to put it into words so that he could pass this along.
I claim to remember past lives. I claim to remember a different, very different present life. I know of no one who has ever made this claim before. but I rather suspect that my experience is not unique.
Now, even though Philip's ideas and books were considered unconventional for the time, many of them became a reality later on, such as the internet. In one of his books, he predicts that by 1992, the world would see something called the Internet of Everything. Not only that, he also predicted the self-driving car, virtual reality, 3D printing, facial recognition, and the list goes on. It's as if Philip's ideas weren't that crazy after all, and maybe he was onto something.
What I still do not grasp, however, is how one reality out of the many becomes actualized in contradistinction to the others. Perhaps, again, it hangs on an agreement in viewpoint by a sufficiency of people. More likely, the matrix world, the one with the true core of being, is determined by the programmer.
Now fast forward to 2003 and you have Nick Bostrom, who argues that we may not tell if we're living in a simulated world or not. This is mostly because he believes that a conscious mind, meaning that we can't prove nor disprove if we are already living inside of a simulation.
Guys, how the f is airplane not moving? It's just sitting there. How the f is that doing that?
But here's where things take a really strange turn. Around 2012, Professor James Gates was studying the string theory, and apparently he found computer code embedded with it. And here's how he explains it.
So you're saying as you dig deeper, you find computer code?
Some of those,
like the Matrix? That's what you said.
Some of those codes are showing on the screen behind you right now. They don't look like codes, but these pictures, which we call adinkras, are graphical representations of sets of equations that are based on codes. So this is, in fact, to answer your question more directly, I have in my life come to a very strange place because I never expected that the movie The Matrix might be an accurate representation of the place.
Strange, isn't it? Now, this does not prove that the Matrix is real, but it does raise a lot of questions. And if we put together all of the evidence, it points out to the fact that for some mysterious reason, nature's been glitching somehow, and people are starting to realize it and even capture it on camera.
I'm witnessing a glitch in the Matrix, and I swear to God, if this squirrel doesn't come back out, I'm gonna have a panic attack because, do you see his nose? I'm not going crazy. Oh my God, wait, stop it. There's nothing there. There's not a grate there. There's not a grate there. Where did this just come from? What the He just came out of nothing!
Two-headed deer. Never thought I'd see it in the wild. It's incredible. How is it still alive?
Okay, 30 seconds ago I just caught something. I'm losing my mind right now. Please tell me what I just saw. Like, look at it, analyze it. What did I just catch on the moon? I'm losing my mind. Oh my God. What did I just video? Oh my God. Oh my gosh, what was that?
Now, when it comes to unexplained things caught on camera, from 2010 onward, you'll find countless videos of glitches in the Matrix. Most of these videos have a really good explanation, or sometimes they're fake. But if 10% of them are real, then that's already enough for us to start scratching our heads. And this is sort of what happened with an internet account by the name of Gems Dublin on June 2023. Taking a quick look at Jam's Dublin account, you'll see that he uploads videos of him singing or producing music. However, there's one specific video where he captured something chilling on camera. Did you see that? All of a sudden, the entire environment and sky changes color and somewhat glitches. After the video was published, it amassed millions of views and thousands of comments, and internet users were completely baffled by this. However, some internet users suggest that this is caused by a concert nearby. Some people suggest it was The Weeknd that was possibly testing the lights for his show. But I'm not exactly convinced that a concert light can change the sky and the environment's hue and color like that. And apparently it's not just me that's not convinced. James Dublin and many other internet users stated that there were no concerts nearby, and some even reported seeing the same thing early in the morning. But when it comes to glitches in the sky, there's one particular video that left the entire internet baffled. On a very bright and beautiful day, a woman steps outside of her home and spots something that she couldn't quite explain, and this is what she caught on camera.
Where are the clouds? Where are the clouds?
In the video, we can see what looks like the shadow of a cloud being projected on top of a mountain. However, there is no cloud. So what is going on here? At the time, internet users suggested that this was just burnt grass or something like that, and it kind of makes sense. But the next day she goes outside and shows the same mountaintop, and there's absolutely nothing on it. Other internet users suggested that this could be a legit glitch, or possibly an invisible spacecraft or something else entirely. But I'm not too sure. To this day, the video remains a complete mystery and no one knows why this happened. But when it comes to Mandela effects or glitches in the Matrix, one of the best videos out there would be of the MH370 Malaysian Airlines flight.
Sorry? You don't know what it was? No.
So what do you see on...
It's a plot. It's a plot. Unidentified plot.
Now, if you're not aware or if you do not remember this story or case, it happened around 2014, more precisely on March 8th, 2014. Now, the plane was leaving Kuala Lumpur International Airport, destination to China. The plane last communicated with air traffic control around 30 minutes after takeoff, when the flight was over the South China Sea, and it mysteriously vanished, leaving absolutely no trace of it. And even after years searching for debris, nothing was found. There is absolutely no evidence whatsoever of what happened to this airplane. Now, if all of this wasn't already very strange, it gets even stranger. On August 2014, a video was uploaded to Vimeo, a video where you can see an airplane in an infrared camera being approached by 3 mysterious orbs, and all of a sudden, it vanishes. Check this out. I found at least 2 different angles of this airplane being approached by these mysterious orbs, and at the time, many people, including me, thought that this video was CGI, and it could be. But the fact that there are multiple angles makes it more difficult to debunk and even to produce a CGI video. Not only that, in 2014, Royal Malaysian Air Force Chief Rodzali Dodd spoke of an unidentified blob that the military radar captured on camera right before the MH370 vanished. And this is what they had to say.
Okay? Corroborating this. 0215. I'm not saying this is MH370, okay? It is, we are still corroborating this, we are still working with the experts.
So what are you saying it was?
Sorry?
You don't know what it was?
No.
So what do you see on...
It's a plot. It's a plot. Unidentified plot.
Now, this doesn't prove that the video is real or that the airplane was taken to an alternate dimension. However, it makes things even more mysterious. And for some reason, a couple of days ago, the video and the topic became a viral thing. Everyone's talking about it. And apparently, no one is able to debunk these videos. In other words, they could be real. But if they are, where did the airplane go? But when it comes to the Mandela effect, there's more. A couple of weeks ago, several videos started popping up of strange things happening around Bluff in Utah.
I don't necessarily believe we live in a simulation, but after visiting Bluff, Utah, I can't rule it out as a possibility.
In the past few months, there have been a couple of videos of people who've been to Bluff and reported seeing and experiencing things that they could not explain.
Can't explain it to this day, but what I'll say is that, not saying it's like a skinwalker or anything.
Now here's
like
the thing about Bluff. It's a really small town known for its rich history, stunning landscapes, and outdoor recreational opportunities. The town is located near the iconic Bears Ears National Monument, which is renowned for its unique rock formations, towering mesas, and stunning desert landscapes. If you look at pictures and videos in Bluff, you'll see that this place looks a bit like it's coming out of an X-Files movie or maybe some other planet. And when I searched for more information about Bluff or anything strange happening there, I found absolutely nothing, which makes things even more mysterious.
We live in a simulation, but after visiting Bluff, Utah, I can't rule it out as a possibility.
While staying there for a couple of days, an internet account by the name of Cat Soup with Doug explains vividly how he felt as if living inside of a simulation, and what he describes really feels as if we're inside of a Truman Show movie or something like that. This is what happened. Check this out.
I necessarily believe we live in a simulation, but after visiting Bluff, Utah, I can't rule it out as a possibility. We got to the hotel. It was a portable building. Like when your elementary school got too small for all the kids in it and they put extra buildings out back for the teachers they didn't like. That was our hotel room. That doesn't prove anything. It didn't even make me start thinking weird. But it's what the front desk lady said that everyone else in town said to me too that got me wondering. We went to the little market and we got variety of things, candy bars, some stuff to make sandwiches, drinks, bread. We got back to the room, we noticed everything had expired 2 weeks earlier, and those things don't have the same shelf life, like bread and Coca-Cola and a candy bar all expiring 2 weeks earlier at the same time. And when we tried to check out, the lady at the counter said the same phrase that the hotel clerk said. Went to the one restaurant we found in town, and the waitress, we'd ask her questions like, hey, can we get pickles with that sandwich? She would say, I don't know. It's my first day working here. We went to the cashier. I asked her if I could add a tip onto the bill. She said, I don't know. It's my first day working here. I tried to check out with all my expired food at the market. The credit card didn't work. And the lady's like, I don't know what's going on. It's my first day working here. The front desk lady at the portable building of a hotel took over an hour to find our reservation because she didn't know how to work the computer, because it was her first day working there. I'm just saying, if we are living in a simulation, I think no one had traveled to Bluff, Utah in a few years and it hadn't been rendered in a while. When they saw me coming, they just rendered it real fast and nothing quite worked.
Strange, isn't it? But it gets even stranger when the soft-spoken shaman uploads a response to this video, and this is what he had to say. Check this out.
You know, it's really funny that I should come across your video right now. I went on a road trip to do all the national parks in Utah back in September 2019. I just sold my house that I built in Joshua Tree, California. And of course, it was kind of, in hindsight, it was kind of like a glorious time. Life was good. It was free and easy, you know? So I was driving down from Moab down to, Monument Valley in Northeast Arizona, Southeast Utah. And I stopped in Bluff, Utah, just like you, and I experienced the weirdness. Nobody said it was their first day, because I didn't talk to anybody. It's just the things you see, right? I stopped in Mexican Hat, Utah, which is about 25 miles away, to see a rock formation that looks like a sombrero. On the way driving there, I saw a girl hitchhiking. Looked like maybe a 16 or 18-year-old Native American girl. She had her hand out like this, her thumb up, like she wanted to ride. And I had a Mustang at the time, 4-seat, but I had a lot of stuff in the back seat and I had a lot of stuff in the passenger seat. Otherwise I would have stopped. But I was still thinking about it like, maybe I can move some stuff out of my passenger seat. I'm real glad I didn't stop, because literally 10 or 12 miles later, I saw the exact same girl with her thumb up, hitching a ride. Guys, can't explain it to this day, but what I'll say is that, not saying it's like a skinwalker or anything like that, but I will say this is, especially in far-flung, out-of-the-way places like that, be very careful who you interact with, and be very careful who spawns at a time where you're isolated by yourself. To this day, I can't make heads or tails of that, but I'll tell you, I saw the girl twice, and in the space of that time, which is maybe, I don't know, it's hard to remember, maybe like 8 or 10 minutes, how could she have walked or sauntered, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 miles in the heat of southeastern Utah in September, where it's still 90-some degrees.
And what makes this all even creepier is the amount of different people all over the world saying the same thing, that they've experienced some sort of Truman Show feeling in these specific places. More precisely, in what they call the four corners of the United States. So what's your take? What do you really think is going on here? Is there a possibility that we're already living inside of a simulation, or maybe interacting somehow with alternate realities? I want to know your thoughts. And don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe with notifications on for more videos like this.